Powered on. Good day, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's Jerry from BackCountry Wrench, and welcome to today's video. Today's video, we're going to do something fun with the JK. I'm going to get rid of that old dash. The cluster's boring, and honestly, for a vehicle that's 2014, I find that the dash is outdated and very primitive. And this is the bad boy right here that I'm going to be replacing it with. Been eyeing one of these up for over the past year. So let's have a look at it. We got our instructions. Got our activation code up top. Very important. It's only a one-time use for whatever vehicle. These are our cables that we're going to be needing. Our sync cables. This is... we got another cable right there. I can't get my greasy fingers in there. And we got a new steering wheel controller. And then this is the dash right in there. And this is the new digital dash, something I wanted. It's going to be a little bit more exciting. So this is going to be done a little bit differently because I have an aftermarket stereo, so it changes the way things are done. First off, we got to pull this out. I'm going to put that down there because there is going to be one screw there and then another screw there that we're going to need to remove. On your factory system, there'd be a screw in there, but I got an aftermarket system, but I do need to get that out. So there's a couple ways we can get this out. One, you can do the trick I've shown before in previous videos where you can line up the hole and pop the vent out, but I just use this trim tool and I just got into the corner because we need to remove that bolt underneath there. So now we got our electrical. Slid that red tab over. Gonna push that tab. And like that, we got that out. So now, we'll work on pulling all these screws out. I'll get that out of there. I really like this stereo, but this top cover is just garbage. I don't need to remove it because my trim panel's already cut. If you have your factory stereo in, then everything comes out as one, but in my case it doesn't. Wonder if that's the sensor for the climate control, but we need to pull this. Okay, those are all out. Now this, I'm actually going to put the steering wheel down. This one out of the way. And then this should all just pull out. Perfect. That part's out. And for a dash, we have 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get that out. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a million times better project than the one last video. Pulling the transmission out of the TJ was not a fun job, but so far so good. It's not leaking, so that's a positive thing. And soon we can get rid of this boring dash. Boring. The biggest thing that annoyed me about the JK Dash is the old school green LED numbers that are from like 1980s digital vehicles. So now we got 3 plugs. And then disconnect that one. I need to switch cameras. I need 2 fingers. 2 fingers because these are stubborn. Okay, old dash is out. Telling you, these green LEDs down there, that's just Peasantville, pure Peasantville. So this is gonna have to go in last after we disconnect the battery. So now we got our cables here we need to plug in. So this one's black. So I'm gonna plug the black one in, and then female, of course. And then this one here is gonna go into there. And then I don't think it matters a whole bunch. Can these things be interchanged? No, you can't mess these up. You cannot mess these up. These plugs are designed to go in one way and one way only. Where's the other one? Where is the other one? So we got this one here. Let's just untangle it. Right. We're gonna plug this one into the back. And then, actually I'll take this one out. There. And then I'm gonna plug this one into there. Perfect. All right, so everything's plugged in. Let's put our key on. All right. So it says put in our activation code. And our activation code is what came right there in the box. So for my case, it's 56232. And then press OK. Now we're synchronizing. Alright, so since we're done that part, we're going to take it all apart now. I'm going to turn off keys. Open up the door. Key not removed. There. Alright. It's powered on. Now we're talking. It looks a million times better. Let's just go over some of the modes down here. Goes through the music. Navigation. I need to enter the day and time. So I want to switch that into kilometers per hour. There, now my dash has changed. Driver seat location, compass settings, demonstration mode. Temperature, degrees Celsius. Tire pressure, distance, kilometers. volume. Leader. Now I'm back to the main screen. Got my date and time, kilometers per hour. Everything's looking pretty fancy now. All right, well, I know dash works, so I guess I can go ahead and screw everything back into place. Squeeze the dash back in. Throw the old poverty dash in the box. The old furnace is working hard time. The being minus 35 outside. We got that controller to put in the steering wheel yet. And you don't want to be messing around with the airbag with the power on, so we are going to disconnect the battery. Last thing we want to do is leave the battery connected and you start playing around with that airbag, removing it, and it goes off in your face. That's something you're never going to be able to forget, that's for sure. Alright, I have the Genesis dual battery set up, so I got 2 negative terminals I got to pull off here. The way this thing is designed, and got a couple of rags here. Once I pull it off, I don't want them touching. So then I got to do this one. That one off. Put a rag underneath the battery terminal. We should be good. Pull the airbag out. There's 2 10 mils on each side. I gotta get those out. All right. Do the same to the opposite side. Okay, we're out. Gonna pull the airbag out carefully, and then pull these tabs out, and then that out. All right. Those 2 screws are out. Then we got the 4 Torxes. All right. T20 seems to work with these. So we're gonna pull these 4 out. So now, there's 2 tabs right there. Just wanna pull up on them carefully. And then, there we go. Pull this out. As such. Excellent. So I got that. There's a little squeeze tab there. There's little Torx screws. I'm not going to worry about that far one. So these little tiny ones are a T10. So I'm just unscrewing those carefully. There, and we're out. Take one of my screws. Get that bad boy in. You don't want to get too crazy tightening these up because they just thread into plastic and you'll go too far and you'll either strip it or you'll break the little plastic tower that it sits on. So as soon as it snugs up, you shut her down. You try going R-tight on these and you're not going to be a happy camper. All right, carefully plug my wire back in. as such. Alright, so now I can pop this all back into place. Perfect, new screens are in. Start threading all our Torxes and everything else back into place. This set of days off has sucked, I tell you. I had a bunch of things planned, but my whole set of days off, it's been minus 30, so I haven't been able to do much of anything at all. And I should be grateful, I guess, because I could have been at work. Wondered if my vehicle was going to start after a 12-hour shift, but then I would just go out like halfway through my shift to start my vehicle. That'd be the easiest thing to do. Alright, I'll make sure those are all snapped in. Alright, let's get this airbag module carefully put in. They're like a bomb. You don't want to there. Having some difficulty. Just did not want to turn in the way that I wanted. Screw that in. Screw that in place. In the meantime, let's get these battery connections back on. It's tight. Get that one on there as well. Everything's installed. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably one of the easiest things that you can do. A couple hours, you can have it done. I still need to take it out for a spin to make sure that everything works. Not in this weather though, not minus 35. I ain't driving nowhere in this weather. I think it's pretty cool though. Will definitely change the way I am when I'm driving with that new dash setup. I will get the matching stereo too in the near future. That way I can get some of the other options, but I do like the way that looks. That looks pretty sharp. I do like all the different screens you got. You got snow mode right here. It gives me all my options. Mud mode. It's got your angle thing, sand mode. I like the climb mode. That one looks pretty sharp. And then your default road mode. Now, if I had the stereo, which I'm going to swap out this one for the one that matches this, then my music will play in the middle there. And once I have my navigation, I'm going somewhere, it'll show up in there too. But, got it in snow mode. I just want to start her up. Don't want to let her run too long because I've carbon monoxide myself in the garage. Tomorrow's only going to be about minus 20 as a high, so I'm going to take it for a rip tomorrow. Test it out, see if there's any issues or bugs. So as you're driving, the Jeep is driving with you. I just put it in 4-wheel drive because the roads are all icy. change the theme a little bit. Yeah, I think the instant fuel's a little out to lunch. I just started driving it too, so it'll probably take a little while to calibrate it. Yeah, so far my thoughts is that this new dash is actually pretty darn cool. Something else I like, and that you can be able to monitor if I go into snow mode, is that it gives you your coolant temperature and your oil temperature. And that's very important because if your oil cooler is going to go, you're going to see a big difference in temperature there. So it's good that you can be able to watch that to make sure. I'm definitely going to have to get the matching stereo so everything can be integrated into one. But I'm pretty impressed with it so far. Doesn't match the stereo now though. Alright, it's motherfucking beer time. We got some Big B Brewing Nasty Habit IPA coming in at 6%. Alright, cheers everybody. Motherfucking beer time. Big B Brewing's always good. It was nice to work on a simple project this set of days off because there wasn't a whole much more going on. We hit the temperatures down to -40. So I'm glad on my last set of days off I got the TJ finished and put back together, because if I was working on it on this set of days off, I would not have been a happy camper. That concrete floor, even though the garage is heated -40 outside, would not be good. Anyways, like I said before in the video, I'm going to get the stereo to match the dash so they can interconnect and give me some more options. But cheers everybody. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to know in the comments below what you guys think of the dash. Would you buy one? Alright, take care. See ya.